Free beer and hot wings in the morning. Grand Rapids rocks all day. 97.9 GRD rocks.
Morning sun. Cloudy later. 43 the high. 29 now. Exactly 29. No other temperature is accurate. Only the one that I just said.
That's true.
I've been right all morning about it. That's not true. So we mentioned earlier, Hot Wings mentioned it in his commentary. We talked about it. The Chick-Fil-A brought in food. It's opening in Gaines Township tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah. Kalamazoo Avenue.
That's nice.
And there's one pretty close to where I live that's opening, I think, not long after that. Clyde Park and 54th.
Boy, is it good.
It is.
It is good.
I want to know how
it's
they
what I
cook
look
the
most
chicken.
forward to when I travel.
Yep. And I'm traveling this weekend. Like, we're going to Decatur, and then I go to Louisville, and then first thing Sunday, I'm going to drive to Chick-fil-A, and I'm going to get as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Nothing can stop me.
But it really is remarkable. Like, you think about how crummy it was last night. All day yesterday, but especially last night when those winds kicked up, 40-mile-an-hour gusts and everything else.
And it was just cold mist.
And I'm going to sit out for a sandwich?
I don't know, man.
I ain't doing that. Well, we've lived in a lot of places where that's gone down. It was a big deal when we were in Tennessee, in Knoxville, and Krispy Kreme came to town. And people were doing the same thing. People camped out for days. And I understand that the first 100 people, because somebody emailed, they're like, well, you get free. I go, I know. I mentioned that. I mean, like the first 100 people get a free meal once a week for a year. Okay, fine. So that's like $350 worth of food. I mean, that's cool, but I don't want to freeze my ass off for 48
you said once a week for a year, right? Or
once a week for a year.
No way, man. That's
52 combo meals.
Oh, man.
So you figure it's like $6 or $7.
Krispy Kreme. What did you get when you?
I don't know. I'm not sure you got anything. At Krispy
I don't think
Kreme.
they were like first. I think it was just
no. Back then,
you
people
can get
were
donuts.
just
You can give us money, and we'll give you some donuts.
And we'll give you
ridiculous to
we'll
think
just
about.
give you donuts that are like other people's donuts, except ours are covered in glaze.
I remember when they were so people were so Krispy Kreme crazy that at radio stations we would get invites from marketing companies, from ad agencies, saying to get your application in when a Krispy Kreme would open within, say, 200 miles, to get your radio station on the premises on the day of the grand opening. Like, they would make us fight each other.
Yeah, it was basically
to go give them free publicity for their grand opening.
Yeah, they would say, what are you going to give us for us to allow you to be on our property?
I'll bet the offices at Krispy Kreme during that time was like the Wolf of Wall Street. That's what I picture. Them just so crazy,
running prostitutes through the glaze tunnel.
Yes.
Just nuts.
And then having donuts together.
We have the power.
Well, this is, by the way, the grand opening. Remember when they did the grand opening of Buffalo Wild Wings on 44th Street? We hosted that grand opening, and it was the worst blizzard we've had since we lived in Michigan.
I barely remember. All I remember is the drive.
It was a white-knuckle drive.
Yeah.
I lived like 3 miles away at that point, and it took me like 40 minutes to get there.
I picked up Joe, and I think it took us 2 days to get there
but they
and
had
back. It
first
was
100
so
people
bad.
Get 6 free wings per week for a year.
Yeah.
Right.
And people were camped out on the patio there at the 44th Street location.
And that was really miserable. It was super cold and that blizzard.
The fire department came in the middle of the night and said, you got to go home.
Yes.
Somebody's going to die out here.
Yeah. And they obviously said, okay, and they gave them the gift certificates. They let them go home.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, this is coverage from Fox 17 of what's going on at Chick-fil-A right now.
Yeah, good morning. We're at one of the very first Chick-fil-A's to open here in West Michigan, and it's off of the Kalamazoo exit off of M6. And as you guys were saying, this is set to open tomorrow. But if you take a look right now, you're seeing several people are already coming here, starting to line up. Now, that official line will begin at 6 o'clock. We already have several employees that are making their way in. But what this is going to be like is like a 24-hour tailgate. And the first 100 people are all hoping for free Chick-fil-A. And what that means is each person will win a digital offer card loaded with a 1-year supply of free Chick-fil-A meals. That's going to be 52 meals, each consisting of a Chick-fil-A sandwich, medium waffle potato fries, and a medium beverage. So
I would
that will
burn
go
that
to
out in the first 60 days.
Yeah.
I'd be like, all right, well, I guess I'll go back. There's probably like 100 left. You only got 52. I know. I'm sure there's a lot.
That's I'm right there with you.
Mm-hmm.
100 eligible adults in line, ages 18 and older. So there's still time to make your way out.
And also, that's what I want to know.
We got an email from somebody whose friend, when one opened in Arizona, an optometrist closed his practice for 2 days to go wait in line.
What?
That's insane. You're an optometrist. You can afford food, stupid.
Yeah, there should be 100 homeless people waiting.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it should be.
I get the 18-year-old.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I remember going.
When you're 18, you're like, that'd be fun. Let's go do it.
When PlayStation 2, yeah, exactly. When PlayStation 2 came out, everyone ditched school and went and hung out at Best Buy. You didn't get free, but it was like a party in the parking lot. So then you could then play PS2 right when you got home.
But that far in advance, through miserable weather and everything else. Like I remember a couple of times standing in line for about 4 hours when a new album would come out. Like that was a big deal still back when we were in college. We didn't have downloads and stuff. So it was like, okay, at midnight, the new Pearl Jam goes on sale or REM. And so, we'd all stand in line. It was like a short party, but you'd stand in line for about 3 hours. It wasn't, because you knew they only had so many copies of it and you wanted the first one. But the idea of doing it for 24 hours, 36 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours. Like, no way.
Don't get me wrong. I love it. And if somehow we got word that Chick-Fil-A was pulling up next to the museum across the street, I would leave before I was done with his sentence to go down there and make sure I was in line.
Oh, I'd knock an old lady over for
commitment.
that. Yeah, there's no doubt. I just don't. It's just the duration.
No, I want
and
it.
being
I
freezing.
I will pay for it, though.
I'll pay for it.
I will not wait.
No.
But I don't do. It is like the heroin of chicken.
Oh, it's great. It's fantastic.
The Kalamazoo and Portage Chick-fil-A off of Westnedge is set to open February 23rd. We just got that confirmed. And also they're waiting on a confirmation date for their Wyoming location off of 54th Street. But this is going to bring hundreds of jobs to the area. So great thing. But I want to take you over here really quick. We have
hundreds of jobs?
All three locations?
Probably, combined.
Okay.
In the hundreds, though? How many employees does a place have?
36 each. There's 3 open.
There will be 102. That's hundreds.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
The chance to speak with Darren and Andrew a little bit earlier. How long have you guys been out here for?
We've been out here for just over an hour.
How do you tell time?
We got here before 5, so
we were going to try to break into this Bob Evans.
We just got here.
Wanted to steal some sausage gravy and rub it on my chest.
Yes, I've been here for about 4 cups of gravy.
Now, is Chick-fil-A something you've had out of state before? Is this a a favorite of yours?
It's every
most
vacation.
of my wife's family is actually
do.
from Ohio, so that's always a highlight of our trip to make a stop there.
Oh, Chick! I thought you said duh. Oh.
Oh no. CH. I thought it was a D.
Now, we were hearing in the forecast earlier some drizzling rain overnight. Are you guys prepared?
We are ready.
We're
going to super drizzle.
We're all sleeping back, so we're prepared for the weather.
Yeah.
Why do they keep sharing a knowing glance with each other?
We're used to snuggling together for warmth.
It's fine.
It's perfectly okay if they are.
They are.
We're going to get so wet, and we're ready for it.
Terman, any favorite item on the menu that you guys have?
The original chicken sandwich, of course.
I like their straws.
All right, well, I've never had Chick-fil-A.
They're so thick.
Before, so I'm in for a surprise, I think, right?
Yeah. Missing out, for sure.
All right, well, we'll have to try that a little bit later.
You hear their reaction? She goes, I've never had Chick-fil-A before. They go, oh.
These guys are pure addicts.
They are. They don't even want the hens defeathered before they get in their mouths.
Food all morning long. I heard breakfast, dinner, lunch. So these people will be camping pretty nice, more like glamping, I think.
Come on, do
it. Oh yeah,
do
that's totally glamping.
Come on, we need to.
Yeah. No, that was. What is glamping?
Glamorous
camping.
Yes. Camping, I guess.
But usually that's where it happens.
But that's not what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because they actually have tents and things. People that glamp, that's when you have like a really nice RV and all that.
Yeah,
You're not
also
really camping.
They're in a parking lot.
Right.
Yeah. They're not glamping?
No, they're not.
That's that. What they're doing is literally the opposite of glamorous.
They're vagrants.
yeah. In 2 weeks, they'd be arrested for this behavior.
Yeah. Get out.
Boy, she should have gotten more. We need more. We
Yeah,
need
if
an
she-
old news anchor to tell her how to do her job.
Talk to more people so we can make fun of more people.
I used to be your
With the
boss.
mic.
I hired you.
I might have just fat fingered a button. No, don't
Nobody
sweat it.
noticed the dial tone.
Don't sweat it. It was just this.
It's just the next song coming up.
Yep, that's how it sounds. That's how it's always started. Disturbed, Stupefy. 97.9 GRD Rocks.